Welcome to the latest edition of the Retreadcast, our regular video podcast series for the global tyre retreading market. This month, the podcast features an interview carried out on the circular economy stage at the Tire Cologne with Vijay Srinivas, the CEO of Indian tread rubber manufacturer Indag, who in recent years have started to show a more prominent profile both in India and overseas. We were interested to find out more about the company's plans for the future and for Vijay's views on sustainability and on the future of the retreading market in general. So without any further ado, let's go over to Cologne for that interview right now.
Well, we're here today on the circular economy stage at the Tire Cologne for a very special edition of the Retreadcast. And we're here today with Vijay Srinivas, who's the CEO of Indag Rubber Limited, one of the main tread rubber manufacturers in India. So, good morning, Vijay, and welcome to the Retreadcast.
Good morning, David. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Well, let's begin by talking about the show at the Tire Cologne, and you being a presenter here on the circular economy stage, talking about sustainability. So tell us a little bit about Indag's sustainability strategy and what it means to you as a company.
Absolutely, David. It's a pleasure being here at the show and being a part of circular economy and lots of conversations to make this world a better place. I always like to start by saying that every retreaded tire makes this planet a better place. Every retreaded tire makes the environment smile. So that's something that I believe in, and I believe inherently we are in a very sustainable business, as green as it can get. Like I always say, for circular economy, 3 pillars are very important: reduce, reuse, recycle. And the very fact that we are a retreading business promotes reuse. And all over the world, people are focusing a lot on recycling. And once you get to a certain base level of recycling, I believe the goal to net zero can be accomplished and accelerated by reuse, actually, which is why reuse is right on top. Retreading is right on top when it comes to circular economy and value creation. I think that, as far as Indag's sustainability strategy is concerned, we have just begun a study on Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3. I have engaged a very renowned consultant to do the study for us. And very soon we will unveil our net zero roadmap. I'm very excited about the whole sustainability commitment of Indag. We started this company in 1978 when all of these words, sustainable development, sustainability, circular economy, ESG, were not there in the lexicon of the corporate world. So we started way back in 1978. That demonstrates our sustainability commitment. And now with this study, what we are doing now, I'm very excited, and very soon we'll unveil our net zero strategy, David. I'm very excited.
Excellent. Well, this is the first time that you've exhibited here at the Tire Cologne. So tell me a little bit about your export plans, what you're aiming to achieve, how quickly you think you'll be able to achieve it.
Yeah. So we were focusing when we were a joint venture partner with Bandag. Historically, we have focused on the Indian market. After we came out of Bandag, we started looking at export as a growth lever, as a new line of business, which can really act as a growth lever for Indag. And if you see, India exports about 30% of tires, what it produces. We are Indian tire industry is a 10 billion market, USD 10 billion, about 30% of that is exported. So, and it is not regarded as one of those cheap tires, right? The Indian tires are recognized as high-performing tires. We have very good brands out of India, which have become really global. So, as a natural corollary to that, I do believe that retreading materials is very well accepted from India as well, because the raw materials are pretty much same. India is a rubber producing country. Pretty much all the raw materials is the same for a tire and a pre-cube tread rubber. So I do believe that It's a big opportunity for Indag to grow, and which is why we have participated here for the very first time, David. I'm very excited with the kind of response what we got. We met lots of customers, lots of prospects, and lots of good conversations around sustainability.
Absolutely. I mean, for sure, the feedback we're getting from the show is that the exhibitors have had a successful time this week. Lots of leads, lots of people on the stands, and so forth. So, moving on, I just wanted to ask about your domestic market, the Indian market. Perhaps you could tell us how that market is developing, how you see it developing moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. India is a very exciting market for retreading, David. And different countries have a different path of evolution. So right now, where we are in India is great roads are being built in India for the last 10 years now at a very accelerated pace. Government is focusing on infrastructure. Radialization is happening. We have reached 60% radialization in the TBR segment, in the aftermarket replacement market. Although the OE is 100% radial, it's been that way for a while now. And the Indian government is paying a lot of attention on overloading. The overloading is severely restricted because of the toll, and the toll collectors are ensuring that overloading is not happening. They are enforcing it. It's a very different model in India. So I do believe that all these three factors really gives a tailwind to the retreading industry. And to add on to this, the government's focus on extended producer responsibility for tire is given a wonderful tailwind for the recycling industry and the retreading industry. And I know, David, mind you, this came a lot sooner than what we were anticipating actually. It is purely because of the government's commitment and the tire industry's commitment to sustainability. So the Indian market is about 12 million tires per annum, roughly. That's a retreaded size. And it's a very fragmented market, unlike the United States, which is hugely consolidated. We are on the other end of the spectrum. There are more than 10,000 retreaders in India, doing 12 million tires. So you saw that in the United States, it's 16 million tires, but only 650 retreaders are there. So you can see that we are on the other end of the spectrum. The good news is that market is consolidating, getting more formalized, and the extended producer responsibility is bringing in a lot of formalization to the industry, which I believe is a great opportunity. And the market, if you really see the growth of replacement tire industry, which I believe is the best surrogate for measuring the retreading industry. The retreading industry is not very well researched because of its fragmented nature. So the replacement market for TBB and TBR is growing at about 5%, about 4 to 5%. That's been the historical growth for the last 5 years. However, post-COVID, the market is picking up little speed, and we expect a growth of about 7 to 8%. And as long as the radialization is progressing, it will bring down because a tire, when you replace from a bias tire to a radial tire, the same tire is going to perform, double the life of a bias tire. So although that has a little adverse impact on the size of the pie. So my personal take is that until radialization reaches 80%, growth will be a little bit of a challenge on that account. But however, because of the roads being built, because of GST, which the government launched a few years ago, the vehicles are moving a lot faster now, right? Historically, in India, a truck used to move about 300 kilometers in a day. This was 10-15 years back. Today, you have vehicles moving 800 kilometers a day. One of my customers, a big last mile logistics company and mid-mile and last mile logistics company, I saw a vehicle which has done 24,500 kilometers in a month. So, if somebody had told me, I wouldn't have believed it, David, because it is my customer and we measure each and every tire there. I couldn't believe myself. That is the speed at which vehicles are moving. So it's going to give a lot of tailwind to the industry.
Okay, that's good. That's very interesting. Well, let's talk a bit about the Indag brand. Now, the Indag brand is a traditionally strong brand in India. People in the know about Indag. But you're trying to develop the brand globally. So tell us a little bit about your ambitions for developing the brand and how you expect to be able to achieve it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think over the last 3 to 4 years, we have been focusing a lot on brand building. You will see the very fact that we are here and we have put a show here and we have taken a pavilion here. Speaks about our little efforts that we are making. Even in the country, even in India, we are spending a lot of resources on building brand Indag, actually. So that's the first thing. We want to bring the Indag mojo back, so to say. Right, that's number one. Number two, we are making lots of efforts in connecting with fleet owners and operators, actually. India has about 4 to 4.5 million active medium and heavy commercial vehicle population. It's a very huge market, but it's owned by 800,000 fleet owners and operators. So that means on an average, 5 vehicles is owned by one fleet owner and operator. So you can see that it's a very, very fragmented market, actually. So, however, the good news is that top 1% of these fleet owners own about 10% of the fleets. And the remaining 3%, whom we call as medium fleet owners, they own another 6% of the fleets. So they are a large segment, large audience. We are making a lot of efforts to reach out to them, to communicate to them, to educate them that retreading is good, retreading is scientific, retreading is good for economics, retreading is good for sustainable world, and we are helping them measure cost per kilometer, and also we are helping them demonstrate how retreading can potentially save money for them while saving the environment. So that's an area where we have been investing a lot. And the third is that we have a loyalty program. Our loyalty program for retreaders, we have captured a universe of 3,000 retreaders in India. I don't think any other player in this industry has that kind of a vast reach. So we have data on their consumption pattern. We have data on the brands of tires that they are using. We have data on the performance of the tire. So I think that puts Indag in a very, very unique kind of a situation and gives us a little competitive advantage in terms of reaching out to so many fleet owners, operators, and so many retreaders, actually. So put together, we have a very focused approach in increasing our retreading footprint across the country and reaching out to fleet owners and operators and building brand Indag in a very meaningful way.
Okay, well, let's move on to your product strategy. What can you tell me about the latest products that you're introducing into the market?
Well, David, that's a great question. About 2 years back, we just unveiled a brand new R&D center. And I'm personally very excited about that because I have a lot of background on innovation. And I do believe that product leadership and innovation is key for success. So we have a state-of-the-art R&D lab now, which has developed in the last 2 years several products. We have a fantastic range for the European market in the winter, in the winter tread range. We have developed cushion gum, which is 800 millimeter width. Actually, it's I don't think there are many players who can make that kind of a product for the retreading industry. And we also developed a very interesting product for a municipal application in Turkey. The truck works in cleaning. It is run by the municipal Corporation of Istanbul, and it works in a very, very hazardous environment, bottles, cans, waste. So we developed a very interesting product for them, which is giving them extremely good life. It has great cut and chip resistance. And what I'm personally most excited about is a product where we brought down the curing time by 1 hour. Historically, our products are 99 degrees centigrade. The curing time is 3 hours and 40 minutes. And through a breakthrough innovation from our R&D, we brought down the curing time by 1 hour. Now, you can imagine the amount of energy saved. You can imagine the amount of money saved for the retreaders. So I'm very excited about the range of products that we are developing. And you'll keep hearing from us as we keep working more on the R&D.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to that. So let's talk a bit about your network of retreaders, both in your domestic market and overseas. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit about that. I mean, there's your certified Indag retreader network. And how does that work, and how does it work alongside your other customers?
Yeah. So we have been carefully nurturing the Indag certified retreaders community. We have about 300 of them in India, actually.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your network of dealers, both in the domestic market and overseas. Perhaps you could tell me a little bit about your Indag certified retreader network and how that operates alongside all your other customers.
Yeah, David, sure. I'll talk about the domestic market in India first. So we are nurturing about 300 Indag certified retreaders all across the country and making sure that the quality of tires that is made by them meets the Indag standard. So this means it's a onerous responsibility that we have taken, because my team of technical people, they visit them periodically, and we have a schedule for that, and they do equipment audit, they do process audit, they do training of the staff in these Indag certified retreaders, and ensure that the tires that are produced meets the high standards of Indag. One of the key challenges in India that we are facing is that because of poor retreading infrastructure by unorganized retreaders, a lot of fleet owners actually are losing little faith on retreading. I think that is the primary challenge that we are addressing. On one hand, we are educating the fleet owners and operators. On the other hand, we are making sure that the standard is that we are raising the bar to make sure that the product meets the expectations actually. So we continue to grow our, I told you about our Indag loyalty program. The Indag loyalty program reaches out to 3,000 retreaders across the country. And out of that 3,000, a lot of them land up using our product. They scan the barcode, and they get some loyalty points, just like a hotel mileage or an airline mileage, and they do redeem those points for an equipment or a gift or anything what they like. We have a fantastic catalog for that, David, actually. So also, because Indian market is very fragmented, we also need to have a redistribution strategy. So we have distributors all across the country who reach out to smaller retreaders, across. So that's the Indag network. We are there in the length and breadth of the country. We have about 18 depots all across the country. Our products are available at any time for the retreading community. So I think that network is growing. Possibly, I don't think of any other player matching the kind of network what we have at Indag, actually. Now, when I look at global market, we did a study around competitive capability of Indag versus market attractiveness. And I think it's not really rocket science. It's a very easy answer. You find that the Middle East and Africa is the low-hanging fruit. You don't, the products they're used are mostly in the economy range. So that markets, that doesn't excite us a lot, David, quite honestly. What excites us a lot is our Eastern European and Western European market is one market which is exciting us a lot because you have great products. The customers are well aware, are very discerning, and the products are great. And I do believe that this market is going to excites us a lot. We also studied Latin America, and the Latin American market is more like Middle East and Africa. Both in Latin America and in Middle East and Africa, there are a set of discerning customers who would like to use sophisticated products, and we would like to appeal to that set of customers. We would like to play with the retreaders who value performance. So that's the broad strategy.
Excellent. So also want to talk about the future for independent retreaders. We've been talking about that a lot this week during the conference. How do you view the future for independent retreaders on a global basis?
Yeah, I think, David, I think a lot has been spoken over the last 2 days on the industry structure, the challenges, and the cheap Asian tire, single-use tire, which is creating a lot of problem. But all said and done, I do believe that as the tire industry becomes more and more sophisticated, customers are becoming more and more discerning. Everybody would like to look at the full value chain and the full life cycle of a tire. And when you look at that, you can retreading will get a very, very the spotlights gets into retreading there actually, because every tire is manufactured for multiple retreads, and therefore I do believe that retreading industry will continue to grow regardless of many challenges what you are facing. And these bunch of entrepreneurs whom you call as independent retreaders is the nerve center of any economy, whether it's India or Europe or US. I think we spoke about the independent retreaders. I do believe this entrepreneurial mindset. These are very clever and smart entrepreneurs, and I don't like to underestimate them. They have the entrepreneurial power to catch up with what's going on, and they know how to thrive, how to make money. And I do believe that while the branded on one side, while the branded market will keep growing, on alongside, I do believe this entrepreneurial spirit and the kind of job employment generation that they are doing and the kind of wealth creation that they are doing by creating value absolutely will continue, David.
Okay, so last question. We've talked about a lot today, but where do you think Indag will be in 5 to 10 years' time in terms of your development and your position in the global market?
So, firstly, our core business of retreading we have aggressive plans for growing that, David. So that's the first thing. We will grow very aggressively in the domestic market. There's a lot is happening in India. The opportunity in India is very big, and I do believe with formalization happening, companies like Indag has a very, very big advantage for growth actually. And in terms of exports, I do believe that I made a remark earlier saying that Indian tires are very well accepted across the globe, and as a natural corollary to that, Indian retreading materials is also extremely and very well accepted across the world. So that's our core business. But Indag is a zero debt company, so we have reserves and surplus. So the mandate that the board and the promoters have given me is to establish a bunch of next gen. We call that next gen Indag, and then we have started a subsidiary company. The very, very first company, we are entering green corridor. We'll be contract manufacturing power converter system for a global major, and which will go into battery energy storage solutions, for capturing the energy from solar power. So like I said, we are very passionate about sustainability, and we will continue investing in green businesses. We are at the moment evaluating few opportunities which are mostly adjacencies. So some of them are data intensive. We believe data is the new oil actually, So we are generating, right now, I am generating performance data for 4,000 tires in the Indian market. And when I look at the kind of data that Indag is generating, it gives me the confidence that, data is the new oil. We will soon, we are evaluating a few businesses around that area. So when the time is appropriate, I'm sure when we have something concrete, that will be a great time to talk about that. So to summarize, Indag will grow its core business, and we will also look at some green and sustainable opportunities. It could be adjacency, or it could be something completely new. One of our new subsidiary that we have established, it's called Millennium. So we'll have a few more millenniums coming up.
Excellent. Well, Vijay, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us today. It's been a really interesting interview, very illuminating, and we look forward to seeing you again on the Retreadcast at some point in the future for further discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. It's an absolute pleasure.
Well, that concludes the Retreadcast interview for this month. We hope you enjoyed the interview with Vijay Srinivas and hope you'll join us again next month for another interview from the global retreading industry. Thank you for joining us, and until the next time, please stay safe.